Hello, people. Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. We're talking about those of you out there who have transformative vision, right? You have a vision for transformation in the world, or you are interested in making a difference for other people. And you already know this about yourself. You already know that you want to make a difference for people. That is amazing. I love people like you. And you don't know what to do in marketing, right? Like you've done the work to go, okay, this is the difference I want to make. And it lives as sort of like a general sense of purpose, mission, like this is maybe the person you want to help, maybe the situation you want to help them with, right? Like for me, I want to help people who have an impact to make in the world feel confident in their marketing. Because if you don't feel confident in your marketing, then you won't get your message out and the world won't change, right? The world won't change to the degree that you have something to share with the world, yes? You need to go out and actually share your message for the world to change in the way that you have to change it. So, if you are somebody who has a sense of the difference you want to make, but you're not clear what to do with your marketing, I'm going to suggest to you that the issue isn't about your marketing, right? Like, ultimately, what you really need to do is just get more reps in saying what you want to say to the people you want to say it to. Like, that is it. That's it. That's it. Anything other than that is pressure you're putting on yourself or your marketing, right, to produce a result. But the reality is if you haven't been doing marketing enough or consistently, then you won't produce the result you're hoping to produce anyway, because you just don't have enough reps. This is the thing about marketing, gang, is like, look, I've already said this before, but marketing is about connection. And in order for you to create connection through a camera or a microphone or text, an image, you have to begin to, you just have to do it enough times. And most of us try it a couple times and then we stop because it doesn't feel right. Or we stare into the camera and we're like, I don't know what to say. Right, I got that. One of the easiest ways, I've said this to you before, I'm going to say it again, one of the easiest ways to get access to the things you want to say to the world is in an interview. When somebody interviews you about the injustices you see, or the frustrations you've had, right, or the difference you want to make, and you're just in a conversation, something comes alive in you. There's something that wells up in you. There's a truth that comes out to play. And that is what creates the connection. Part of it is the substance of the truth, and part of it is the energy in which you communicate it. Those two things, the substance and the energy of it, right? The words, the truth of it, and the energy you deliver it in, are the things then that begin to have whatever kind of marketing you do land, resonate. So that is what's required. If you are clear on a difference you want to make, and then you put your marketing hat on and you're like, but I don't know how to do marketing. Well, you're thinking about marketing wrong. However, whatever's happening, you may not even know how you think of marketing. Marketing means something to you that you don't understand, according to you. And then you freeze because you think that marketing is about posting X amount of times on Facebook or writing 4,000 word blog posts that you would never write or whatever, right? You think marketing is the tools, when in reality, tools simply support the message, right? Marketing is actually the message. I mean, until you're clear with your message, it doesn't matter what kind of tools you apply to it. If you had mastery of your tools, marketing tools, but you weren't clear on your message, you won't be fulfilled, but it won't actually make a difference over there, right? So the path for you to actually become proficient in marketing as someone who wants to make a difference in the world, as somebody who has a transformative difference to make, you have to just get repetitions over and over and over again. And again, the easiest way to do that is to have somebody interview you about the difference you want to make, the injustices you see, and the causes you're about. That is the easiest way. Is the easiest way for you to get your mastery on for marketing. Okay. So anything shy of that, here one of the snags you might face as you do this, as you get repetitions, is you might start to go, well, but this is these are the injustices or the frustrations I've had or the difference I want to make, but it doesn't have anything to do with what it is that I sell. Right? Got it. Yeah, totally got it. And what I'm going to say to you is you need to get repetitions in just speaking your truth and sharing what it is you have to say that matters. And we can figure out how to tie it into your profession later. Yeah. But you trying to figure out how do I make this fit for what my profession is premature. You just need to go get repetitions in speaking your truth. And here's what will happen, because I've experienced this. The more you begin to speak about the things you've seen, the things that matter to you, and you start to feel fluent and fluid, what'll happen is you will start to see ways to connect your important message and your important work with your profession. But it doesn't work to do it the other way. It doesn't work to be like, well, I want to have this message or difference to make, but this is how I make money. How do I connect those? You won't see that. You won't see that before you get in the game. You just got to get in the game and start creating content. That's just how it works. It's iterative. It takes an iteration of your message for you to begin to see, for you to begin to see how to apply it in other ways. Right? So here's the good news. The good news in all of this is that this takes a lot of pressure off. You already have your truth inside of you. You already have the lessons that life has taught you. You already have convictions in your gut and soul for what you think the world needs more of. You already have that. So you just need to begin to step your toe out of the closet and begin to share that with the world. And as you do, you're going to start to find strength in your truth. The more you speak your truth, the stronger you feel. And as you start to feel stronger, you'll start to feel mastery of the message. And from there, you'll start to see how to connect that message to other opportunities. And it's not just that you'll see how to connect it to your current profession, but you'll actually find other ways to monetize your message. You'll find other ways. You can't see it yet because you're not proficient with your message yet. You can't see it yet because you haven't been communicating your message enough. But when you do, you'll begin to see other ways. Not just you beginning to see other ways to monetize it, but opportunities will come to you to monetize it. But it all starts with you beginning just to share. You need to just start sharing. There's way too many people on the sidelines. And I mean way too many people who want to make a difference in the world on the sidelines. Look, if you want to make a difference, it starts with a conversation. You've got to start the conversation. And your content is the thing that starts the conversation. Your marketing message, you sharing your message with the world, is what starts the conversation. And the conversation over time is what creates the transformation. The marketing tools that we get so preoccupied with are just simply the delivery mechanisms. You don't need to worry about that right now. You need to get proficient at your message because that is the mothership of your marketing. That's it. Your message is the mothership of your marketing. It starts there. So if you want to make a difference in the world, then you just need to get out there and share more, right? Stop worrying about how you're going to monetize it. Stop worrying about how it's going to result in more business for you. You know if it's important work. You know if this is a difference you want to make. This message will be something you talk about for the rest of your life. Why not start now? Start now. Start sharing your message now. Because if it's the difference you want to make, you're going to be talking about it in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Why would you ever stop sharing that message of the difference you want to make in the world? So you might as well just start now. Even if it sucks, even if you're uncomfortable, staring into a camera, talking into a microphone, writing very vulnerably on a blog post, like you just have to get comfortable with the repetitions of sharing your message. And as you do that, and I'll say one other thing about that, you will find somewhere down the path. It's not you won't find it at the beginning of the path, most likely. In the beginning, you'll have, so if I go years back, I've been talking about authenticity for a long time, and I've shared it because it mattered and know that it's part of the difference I'm here to make. helping people be more authentic, step into who they are in their business and now their marketing, right? And I've talked about that I have a lot of repetitions talking about that. And inside of that, there'll be this moment where you stop talking about it just from the place of like, this is the topic. I talk about authenticity in marketing, and you'll actually move to a place of listening to your own intuition, or if you want to go vertical here, listening to the voice or to God or the universe about what is next to say, or what is the next step to take. See, before I started tuning into that voice, what I had was a message for authenticity, but I kept trying in my own power, my own will, my own efforts to try to make something happen. And ultimately, I think this is why we get frustrated with marketing. Is we're trying to make something happen in marketing, and then when it doesn't happen, we're like, that didn't work, it didn't feel good, so I'm not going to do it anymore. And then you sort of cut off your message for the world because it didn't work one time, or it didn't work a season of time, right? And that was because you were trying to force it. But if you start to tune into your gut, your intuition, God, the universe, source, right? If you start to tune in to the voice, you will actually begin to receive what's next for you to do. You'll receive the next step, the next message, right? This is an advanced conversation now. I've moved this into an advanced conversation. But in the beginning, you just start talking like I did about whatever matters to you. For me, it was authenticity in business. How do we be more real? I was tired of seeing people feel like they had to sell out in order to be effective in business, when I don't think that's how people buy. I think people buy because they want to buy from people who are genuine and authentic. So then that translated from that part into marketing, because most people, the front door to working with you typically is marketing. And if your marketing is inauthentic because you can't find yourself in it, then people won't trust you. And so my message moved towards from authenticity in business to authenticity in marketing, right? And it wasn't until later that I began tuning into the voice for what is next, right? Like, what's the next step? What's the next message? So for you, I don't know where you are in this path, but if you're at the beginning of this path and you're just beginning to get repetitions in marketing, then all there is to do is begin to share the things you've seen, the things you've noticed. Share your own life story. Our marketing message often comes from our own life story. The difference you're here to make often comes from your own life story. So just begin there. But you have to get repetitions, and you can't put the pressure on your marketing to produce the result right now, because you're not good enough at your message to produce the result yet, for most people who are starting out in this game. Okay? So that is that. I'm going to wrap it with that. I'm going to leave you with this. If you are at that spot where you want to make a difference in the world, you know that about yourself. You say, I want to make a difference in the world, and I don't know where to start with marketing. I'm starting a 6-week program in July to do exactly that, to help you figure out not only what is the message, but what do we call it? Like, what is this conversation you're starting in the world? And then from there, how do we actually create it? How do we actually produce it in such a way that it gets out? Because it has to get out. If it doesn't get out, and if you don't feel comfortable with the tools to get it out, then it just will never get out, right? It'll stay locked inside of you, and that doesn't serve the world. It definitely doesn't serve you. So if you're interested in that, you can private message me. I should have stuff up next week with details, but for now, just private message me so that I can know that you're interested, and then I'll reach out to you next week when everything's up, and I'll send you a link for that if you're interested. But that's it for tonight, gang. Listen, I'm super interested in people who want to make a difference in the world. If that's you, I think I can help you, okay? Private message me and we'll talk. Until tomorrow, when we do another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us, have a great night.